Hey, what's up, guys? We're back on Pokemon Showdown for our RU Losers bracket with the spring seasonal tournament on Smogon, and reluctantly we got matched up against Flaming Victini. If you guys don't know who Flaming Victini is, he is an SPL player, which means he's a Smogon Premier League player, and that is pretty much the top tier of Pokemon players. So technically, this guy is a professional. He's very good. Really cool guy, actually. You guys should check him out. His link will definitely be in the description. I had fun battling him, and I definitely learned a little bit from these two battles. Pretty cool matches, honestly. Once I lost in the round 6, I believe, or maybe it was round 5. But once I got knocked out of the winners bracket, I didn't really feel like building any more teams. Just feel like going off the same teams that I made from the last time. So I did have to make one change on a team because Amoonguss recently just went up to OU, so I can no longer use Amoonguss. And we both agreed on not using Honchkrow. So you won't see Honchkrow in these two battles, even though it is RU now. In any case, very good battles, like I said, and I'll show you guys what happened. This is game 1. He brings Spiritomb, Blastoise, Venusaur, Flygon, Diancie, and Medicham. I've seen this team before. I'm almost positive I played the same exact team, or at least a very similar team in one of my past battles. Maybe he stole it from somebody, or maybe Flaming Victini, this is his team, and the other guy stole it. Who knows? So I will just show you guys what happens in this battle. He leads his Venusaur, and I lead my Blastoise, predicting him to lead the either Diancie or Flygon. So right off the bat, I get a bad lead, and I switch out, obviously, because you don't want to stay in on a Venusaur. He goes for the Sleep Powder here, and I'm pretty sure he misses. Yeah, he misses Sleep Powder, unfortunate for him. And I'm just going to psych this thing. I am Specs Meloetta, and I anticipated him bringing out the Diancie as he does. And I am, like I said, Spec, so I am locked in, as I do get a crit. I'm pretty sure I apologize here because that's pretty unlucky on his part. I expected him to go right out into Spiritomb. Yeah, as I do apologize. I expect him to go right out into Spiritomb, but he actually stays in and just goes for the Stealth Rock. So good play on his part. I guess what he could have done is sack this thing off and then went into Spiritomb and Pursuit Trapped me anyway. So I guess either way, it was a good play on his part. So he does go out into the Venusaur. I Leaf Storm here, I'm almost positive. Yeah, I Leaf Storm because I thought he would just want the Diancie gone. I am Scarf Rotom, so obviously I'm not staying in here. My best switch in is probably the Steelix. Yeah, I go into my Steelix here, and he's trying to Sleep Powder me again. Or actually, he Sludge Bombs first. So he Sludge Bombs, and I'm immune to that, obviously, because I'm a Steel type. I'm able to get my Mega Evolution off as he just puts me to sleep. I would try to get up my rocks there. It doesn't really matter, though. I needed something to go to sleep. I wasn't really prepared for Venusaur. Like, my best Venusaur answer is Fletchinder, and you can't really bring out the Fletchinder. As he crits the Leaf Storm, I'm pretty sure it mattered, but I mean, my Steelix was going to die either way. I definitely wanted to burn one turn of sleep there and force him to go for that Leaf Storm, because then I could bring out this thing. But in any case, something goes down, so he does switch out here into, I think, the Diancie. Yeah, he goes out into the Diancie, and I predict that, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm able to burn the Diancie, and now if I roost up, I can live a Diamond Storm, which is nice. So due to my, it'll get rid of my flying type. So really cool. I roost up here, but he actually has Heal Bell, which I really didn't see coming. I guess Diancie is kind of known for Heal Bell too, at least in its non-mega form. So really caught me off guard there, so I have to switch out. I think I go Blastoise here, as he predicts that and goes right out into his Venusaur. It really sucks for me because this was put me right in the back, so he's playing very well. I mean, I didn't really have to make that play, but I kind of wanted to. If I would have stayed into, say, Acrobatics, that would have been a terrible play. So, in any case, I switch out into my Gallade here because I know he's just going to put something to sleep now that Steelix is dead and now I have no more Sleep Fodder. So he does miss the Sleep Powder, but it doesn't matter because his Venusaur is faster than my Gallade. I am running a bulky Spadef Gallade to eat some, like, Scalds and stuff on my Substitute. I am Substitute Bulk Up. So he's able to put me to sleep there. I'm pretty sure... Do I stay in here? Yeah, I think... I'm almost positive. Well, maybe I do switch out. He's faster than me. So he goes out into his Diancie. Yeah, I double. So I go out into, I think, my Meloetta. So now the Diancie is out here, and I'm pretty sure a Psychic will kill. So I go straight for it. I anticipate him staying in. So he does go for it. I don't know if that's a low roll. I mean, a crit did 70%, so I'm not really sure what the math is on that. So he's able to do nice damage. The Diamond Storm sucks for us because I just have to finish this thing off now. And I realized once my Meloetta went down, the Spiritomb is coming right out because if you go for a Psychic on a 992 with 10%, you know your choice. So he knows I'm choiced, and he knows I'm going to switch out here because obviously Psychic does not affect Dark type. So he Pursuit Traps me. I had to switch out. There's no other play. So he's able to kill my Meloetta. Really sucks for us because now I don't have a lot to kill the Venusaur. All I have is really Ice Beam on Blastoise and Fletchender's Acrobatics. That's the only two ways really. So he does go right back out into the Venusaur, and my only play here was to click Ice Beam. So I do click Ice Beam, and I had to get a freeze there to have any kind of chance. So don't get the freeze. Obviously I'm not saying that's a bad thing because freezing's 10%, and it's really slime to get a freeze hacks right there. So don't get a freeze hacks, and I go right out into my Rotom. I have no other answer for this thing, honestly. I was hoping he would go straight for the Leaf Storm, but he didn't. He made the smart play to just synthesize up because he does outspeed me. So I pretty much just sacked the Rotom off here. I'm just trying to do something. I know he's locked into Sludge Bomb now, so that's kind of nice. Honestly, still doesn't make a difference. His Venusaur still beats me. So I got into my Gallade because I can eat the Sludge Bombs relatively well. I am specially defensive Gallade, and he's Life Orb, so he'll be taking damage at the same time. So he does go right out into the Spiritomb, and I wake up first turn, which is nice. I do go straight for the Bulk Up here. I know he has Will-O-Wisp, but I can't set up a substitute because he has Infiltrator as well, so it'll go right through my substitute. So there's no point to doing that. I think I just go straight for the knockoff. I didn't know if this thing had Foul Play or not. If it had Foul Play, my Gallade would definitely be going down, but as you can see, he actually just Will-O-Wisps, and he has the Taunt in the back, so he did not have Foul Play. That actually I guess I could have set up another Bulk Up here, and that would have been more beneficial for me, just because I would have been able to eat attacks better, and with a Justified boost on Gallade, I could have probably taken out maybe one more Mon. But it's in hindsight, I mean, I don't have any regrets because if he had Foul Play, I would have died anyway. So he just Pursuits right here, predicting me to switch. I don't really know why, because I had to Bulk Up, and this is my only way of playing it. But obviously he knows what he's doing. He's winning the game for sure. He does a Sucker Punch me, and that does a lot of damage. And now my Gallade, even at 2.5 attack, it's still not doing anything to Spiritomb. I wonder if he's physically defensive. I never asked him. So yeah, he's doing a tremendous amount with his Sucker Punches, even at 1 plus defense. So I switch on to my Blastoise, anticipating him going for the Sucker Punch again, and I am right. And then I'm anticipating him just go for the Sucker Punch again. I don't think he's going to bring out the Venusaur. So what I do here is I Toxic Kill him. I don't go for the Scald because I know the Sucker Punch is coming my way. So he goes for the Sucker Punch. It fails obviously because I go to Toxic, and I'm able to kill him with Toxic, which is kind of nice. So Blastoise didn't take any extra damage that didn't need to. So the Spiritomb does go down, and I'm still in the back. The Venusaur definitely wins the game, even with Fletchender. So he goes out into his Medicham here, and I thought he would have High Jump Kick, and it turns out he has Thunder Punch. So Thunder Punch Medicham, kind of unfortunate. I really wasn't predicting that at all. And then my only chance here was a Scald Burn, but I don't remember the last time I got a Scald Burn, to be honest. I remember when Scald used to burn. Those were the days. But in this case, doesn't burn, so this Medicham's a huge threat. I just sacked the Gallade on the incoming Thunder Punch. It's the only play I had. I didn't want to let Blastoise go down. So this Medicham's obviously just going to not clean up, but just putting in some work. Did a nice chunk of damage to the Blastoise, and ended up finishing off my Medicham. I have to go Fletchender here because I have priority, knock it out with Acrobatics. The Stealth Rocks, I never really had time to spend them away. He did really good. He did a really good job pressuring me, so I could not spend them away. If I would have done that, I think I might have had a chance here as well, because he has the Outrage on the Flygon, and there's obviously no way my Fletchender is going to live 2 of those. So my only play was there. Well, he just won with Venusaur anyway, so I had to roost up and have to get a Confusion Hacks, but he gets the 3-turn Outrage and is able to beat me. So that is game 1. Pretty interesting, very good player. He definitely deserved to win, but you never know. Pokemon is Pokemon. Hacks can always win you a game too. That's the only way I feel like I would have won that game. And then I think the next game he brings a pretty interesting team. So yeah, this is game 1. He wins, and we'll go to game 2. So game 2, he brings a Pelipper and ORAS, and immediately I was like, okay, I'm actually really scared of this ORAS because I know what ORAS can do, and I have one fighting type on my team to deal with it, and that's Medicham. So Medicham goes down. I realized that ORAS is going to be a big problem, but I realized that his team is pretty weak to Medicham, so I ended up leading off with it. And in any case, it actually works well in my favor. He does lead the Steelix as I lead my Medicham, and Steelix is no Medicham counter. A high jump kick will kill this thing, but Steelix has Sturdy, so I knew it had Sturdy, but I have priority in the back too. So I'm able to knock it down to the Sturdy. Heavy Slam is obviously going to do a lot of damage, and I just Bullet Punch here just to ensure that he did not. Well, I guess he could have switched out into something to eat the attack too. But he played it safe and just sacked the Steelix. I really wanted to get rid of the Steelix because it opened up the door for a couple of things in my team, like Fletchender. I really wanted Fletchender to put in work this game, and he goes out into the Houndoom and pursuits, and I thought that was very interesting. I've never seen a pursuit Houndoom. Really cool set though. Was not ready for it, and he is able to pursuit to kill my Medicham. Go out into Dredagon because I'm assuming he's a more physical set because he probably has Sucker Punch as well. He switches out, and I think I just get the glare off on the ORAS. I could have Dragon Tailed there. I didn't think it would be necessary though. And I know this Dredagon is not going to do too much to this team, so I'm able to set up my Stealth Rocks, which I thought would be more beneficial because of the ORAS, the Pelipper, and the Houndoom. So I know he's just going to kill me with a Hyper Voice. It has Refrigerate, boosting its normal type attacks into Ice type attacks. So I go out to my Houndoom, which I realized wasn't the play in the long run. But I just Dark Pulse here. I just wanted to try to get some flinch hacks. I could have went Blastoise, but I should have probably went Blastoise. But I didn't want to give his Tangrowth any free switch-ins or his Pelipper. So I guess that's my reasoning behind the Houndoom play. Other than that, there's not much to it. And so he brings out his own Houndoom, which is probably the best play, and my Dark Pulse does do a decent amount. And right now it's a speed tie. We both click Sucker Punch, and he won the speed tie, so that kind of sucks for us. I'm almost positive the Sucker Punch, I don't know if it would have killed him, honestly. Maybe it would have killed him. In any case, I would have died by the Life Orb anyway, so he's able to bring out the Houndoom, and I bring out my Fletchender for free here, and my play is to set up a Swords Dance because I realized the rest of his team doesn't want to take on my Fletchender after a Swords Dance. And I know he has Sucker Punch, so it's a 50-50, and he's predicting me to go roost up here on the Sucker Punch, so maybe he didn't have it. I'm almost positive. Wait, no, he did have it. He did. Yeah, he used it, duh. So I predict that right, luckily, and he brings out the Pelipper, and my only chance here is a crit. If I would have gotten a crit, I would have won the game. But unfortunately, I do not get a crit. He apparently did the calc, so he lived it no matter what, and he's able to Scald kill my my Fletchender away, which sucks. So Fletchender goes down. Yeah, and his Pelipper actually putting in some work. I didn't really realize how bulky that thing was. Apparently, it's really bulky. So I go out to my Rotom here, and I know I get a free Volt Switch off here, so I'm able to Volt Switch on out of there, get a kill, and I still have a chance. I have to get a burn on the Medicham, and then I pretty much I could have a chance to win. Tangrowth could be a problem though, but if I knock out the ORAS, then it eliminates all of his switching to get the regenerator boost. So my only play here is to Scald the Medicham. That's my only way of winning. So he goes for the high jump kick, does a ton of damage, and he's probably Choice Scarf, as I don't get a burn on the Scald. Like I said, I usually never get burns on the Scald, so I'm not like complaining at all, but I would love some hacks every once in a while. So now I think he goes out. Yeah, so I have to go out into this playing off the miss. It's my only play. Yeah, so he's able to just finish me up with a high jump kick. So high jump kick's definitely going to knock out my Rotom. Rotom is not bulky. I was running an offensive Choice Scarf set. So pretty cool game. I love playing people like this because they know exactly what they're doing, and I learn a lot from these battles. So it's only going to help me in the long run. We get knocked out of the losers bracket as well, but I mean, to a good opponent, I'm not complaining at all. He's a really cool guy. I've checked out his YouTube. He's really awesome. I'm definitely going to leave his description, or leave his YouTube channel in the description. So really cool battles. Sorry for if you guys can hear my dogs, but anyway, those were the two RU Spring seasonal battles, and I thought I'd share that with you guys because we played a really cool guy. So like I said, I think that'll be it, guys. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.